quiz. What do you get when you combine the writer of this, the director of this, and the lead actor from this? Answer? You get this. And this is yet another wonderfully made, all dialogue-driven film that is surprisingly, incredibly entertaining. Now, this is not in any way to say that dialogue-driven films are the only kind of films that I like. Of course not. I like all kinds of movies. And I dislike all kinds of movies. When I go on about a movie that is all dialogue-driven, it is an amazing accomplishment. Because as I've already stated in my last review, dialogue scenes are just automatically boring. The mark of a truly good director is how entertaining they can make dialogue scenes. Now, in case you don't already know, there have been a few other films about Steve Jobs and the revolution that he started. There was The Pirates of Silicon Valley, which I have not yet seen. And then there was Jobs, starring Ashton Kutcher, which is a completely awful piece of shit. But this movie may very well be the absolute best attempt in portraying this man's life, or at least various moments of this man's life. This is not your typical biopic. It doesn't start from his very beginning and goes all the way to his very end. Rather, it chooses to focus on the drama within 3 specific historical events. And really, those events only serve as the background for the more important story, the story of the man himself and his relationship with his daughter. The film can best be described as a cinematic opera with 3 very distinctive acts. The first act takes place in 1984 during the reveal of the Macintosh. The second act takes place in 1988 at the reveal of the Next. Then the third act takes place in 1998 at the reveal of the first iMac. Aside from everyone's acting being top-notch and the screenplay being very well written, I mean, come on, it's from the guy who made this. What I really liked about this film was the way it visually showed the different time periods of each act and the fluid, energy-driven direction. The film was shot on 3 different formats. The 1984 segments was shot on Super 16, the 1988 segments was shot on Super 35, and the 1998 segments were shot on the Alexa. I personally thought that was a very good choice because it gave a strong visual presentation of the different time periods. Plus, I'm a genuine sucker for Super 16. I mean, come on, I shoot my videos on this. And then there's the absolutely surprising direction. Danny Boyle is a director who has a very strong sense of style. And for the most part, the movies he makes tend to fit that style. But there are times when his style can make its presence a little too known. What I mean by that is that sometimes Danny Boyle's style can get the better of him and it just seems to overtake the story. Hence why Sunshine isn't really my personal favorite of his filmography. But the more fascinating thing is that it has already been proven once before that Danny Boyle is capable of taking situations that would otherwise be considered boring and make them fascinating, entertaining, interesting, tense, enriching even. This movie is a result of a perfect storm of forces collaborating to create a genuinely good film. Also, in case you're wondering, yes, I am mostly a Mac user. And if you can believe it, before I went all Mac, I was a PC user with a Sony computer. So yeah, what they say is true. Once you go Mac, you never look back. And regardless of how true to life the events depicted in the film are, taken on its own merits, the film is truly remarkable. It is, at its heart, the story of a father and a daughter. Plus, the film gets extra points for a more proper portrayal of Steve Wozniak. So of course, this film is highly recommended, and personally, I would recommend you still go see Bridge of Spies first, and then go see Steve Jobs. That is just my personal opinion. Oh, and if Michael Fassbender is watching this right now, I just want you to know, I am really excited for Assassin's Creed. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Norman. Thank you for watching.